I'm sure most of you know how good it feels to be able to lie down on your warm, comfortable bed, couch, or any other comfortable surface. Most of the time, when we come home from school, work, or any other tiring activity, we're tired, sore, stressed out, and need time to clear, relax, and recharge ourselves. We'll lay down on our comfortable surfaces, and doing so feels absolutely amazing. Among many individuals, however, there are some individuals who do not have access to comfortable rest or any rest at all. Most of these individuals are the homeless. The homeless really have access to public spaces such as benches, ledges, stairs, and the ground to rest on. But now, homeless individuals don't even have access to these places due to hostile architecture. Today, I'll be discussing what hostile architecture is and how it affects homeless individuals, how hostile architecture affects more than the individuals it targets, and what some alternative approaches to hostile architecture are. Hostile architecture mainly targets homeless individuals. According to ntun.edu, hostile architecture, also known as defensive architecture, is architecture where benches, ledges, and other public spaces cannot be rested, slept, stood on, or have wheels go over the surface in order to keep certain populations from an area. However, this mainly targets homeless individuals because they mainly rest in these areas. When benches are created using hostile architecture, bars will be sectioned vertically across the bench in order to keep people from fully laying down on the bench, or they'll have curves or other odd designs to keep people from being able to fully lay down on the bench. The ground, ledges, and stairs will have spikes and bumps in varying sizes all over the surface to keep people from being able to lay down or have wheels go over the surface. Homeless individuals don't really have access to anywhere else besides these public spaces for rest, but some say that they have homeless shelters. Although they do, these type of services are only temporary. There's usually a limited capacity of individuals at this area, and access can vary depending on the location and availability of these services. Without places to rest, this also increases serious health conditions for homeless individuals, such as heat stroke, joint pain, muscle weakness, or neurological issues from continuously working their bodies and not getting the rest they need in order to function properly physically and mentally. Many individuals believe hostile architecture should continue to appear in public spaces because it makes a space more calm, open, safe, and enjoyable because it discourages certain behaviors and populations from an area. However, hostile architecture does not just affect the individuals it targets, it affects everyone else, more so the disabled, elderly, and animals. As stated in the article, Rise of Hostile Architecture by Natasha Mata, some architecture is incompatible with wheelchairs, mobility scooters, and other assistive devices because the spikes and bumps on some surfaces could damage the wheels and other parts of the vehicle, making it difficult for elderly and disabled people to access certain public areas. Odd designs and areas may have are also very difficult for the disabled and elderly to be able to rest on. Hostile architecture is a safety hazard for everyone as well because the spikes or bumps could cut, bruise, or inflict other injuries if someone were to come into contact unexpectedly with the area. Hostile architecture negatively impacts animals by making it difficult for animals to access certain areas, which disturbs their natural behaviors and habitats. There are a few gentle alternatives to hostile architecture. Instead of the government funding hostile architecture, which harms homeless individuals, they could fund things to help homeless individuals, such as long-term solutions such as housing programs and job training initiatives, which would get homeless people out of the streets, out of areas that are unwanted, and into homes where they could rest. And they could also fund mental health and addiction recovery programs to keep homeless individuals motivated to get into a better state of mind so they can get houses and jobs and such. The government could also design architecture just for homeless individuals in certain areas to prioritize accessibility and comfort for everyone, but mainly homeless individuals. Homeless individuals should have support from everyone and should not have to live more difficult than they already may be living due to hostile architecture. Instead of making their lives harder, we should do our best to help them. So today I discussed what hostile architecture is and how it affects homeless individuals, how it affects more than the individuals it targets, and what some alternative approaches to hostile architecture are. I hope that in the future, hostile architecture would just not be in public spaces because of all the negative impacts it has, and homeless individuals will struggle less because they're getting the help they need. Thank you.